this is Buxbyte and this is a video describing about the features that are present in Windows, but absent in Linux. These features are in accordance to people out there, and not my personal opinions. So let's get started. Number 1. Gambling. The number one thing that is missing in Linux is gambling. I'm not really a gaming kind of person, so the fact that gaming isn't as good in Linux isn't a hiccup for me. But for gamers, it is a big deal. I know one few die-hard Linux or BSD users who nonetheless have a Windows machine, just so they can game. SteamOS is present, but it is definitely not a competitor to Windows. I'd say that DirectX is the single biggest advantage Windows has going for it, and the reason why Windows continues to dominate the gaming world. DirectX was designed to give gamers what they want, which is to give the most bang for the buck in graphics performance. Essentially squeezing every drop of juice out of bare metal possible to meet a gamer's satisfaction. Also, when Microsoft designed DirectX, they had the advantage of having complete control over the entire OS architecture. So they could ensure that nothing in the OS would interfere with the ability of DirectX to squeeze out every bit of performance. OpenGL is an open-source alternative to DirectX, and was not designed keeping gamers in mind. OpenGL was originally designed for workstation rendering applications. As such, it lagged in performance on consumer hardware. Over the years, that has changed as consumer hardware has gotten much more powerful, and also as a few high-profile game developers backed OpenGL. In a recent benchmark I read, OpenGL was beating DirectX very slightly, but DirectX now has a huge momentum factor behind it, since a ton of game developers cut their teeth on it, and also because Microsoft has close relationships with the hardware manufacturers. Even if OpenGL becomes more dominant, that probably won't help the Linux gaming market much, because OpenGL on Windows still runs better than OpenGL on Linux. Number 2. Software applications. Many software applications are designed keeping the popular OSes in mind, like Windows and macOS, leaving out Linux and BSDs. It's less of a problem for Linux than it used to be, as Linux is growing in popularity these days. I can say that there are many FOSS alternatives to the proprietary software, like we have LibreOffice instead of Microsoft Office Suite and GIMP for Photoshop. These alternatives are capable of everything that you could do with the proprietary software, but it just takes some time to learn these, just because you are used to the ones you have been using on Windows or macOS. You can install some software like Photoshop or MS Office in Linux with the help of Wine, but it doesn't always work. I got Photoshop to run fine on my system, but failed to run MS Office. Number 3. Cortana. This is particular to Windows 10. I know that most of them don't use Cortana as much, but I just felt I need to include in this list. According to my research, I've not found any best alternative to Cortana that could do all that Cortana can. So I just include this in my video. To be honest, these 3 are the only ones that are missing in Linux. I hope this video was helpful to all of you, and thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notifications for all the new uploads.